Bonjour. Très bien. Bonjour. Est-ce que vous après Coppola, après Shirley MacLaine, est-ce que vous ne trouvez pas un peu jeune pour avoir droit à cet hommage totalement mérité, mais voilà.
It's nice to feel young. It doesn't happen so often these days. But I'm very honored. They are two cinema greats, and yeah, I feel a little bit humbled by that.
Bonjour Naomi. J'ai trois questions, enfin j'ai une question pardon sur les trois films que vous avez tournés cette année. Donc déjà merci d'être là parce que vous avez été bien occupé. Est-ce que vous pouvez nous parler des films qui malheureusement nous ne pouvons pas voir, le film de Jim Sheridan, le projet de Clint Eastwood avec Leonardo DiCaprio, et voilà si vous pouvez nous en dire quelques mots.
I haven't seen either film yet myself, but I have to say the Clint Eastwood film was a career high for me, and a milestone. I obviously am a great admirer of his work for many years, and he's extremely talented, knows exactly what he wants. Every day is a good and short day with Clint Eastwood. He has a team of people around him who almost mind read what he needs. There's very little conversation, very little fuss, never any no's, and it just gets done. And despite the fact that there were days I had 6 hours of makeup, it was always a quick and easy day. So it was a great honor to work with him. It's a small role in a very big story, and I'm looking forward to seeing it myself. Dreamhouse is coming out soon. It was a great experience working with Jim Sheridan, and obviously Rachel Weisz is a good friend of mine, and Daniel Craig as well. And so it was a good piece to be working on.
Moi j'aimerais savoir pour vous qu'est-ce que c'est être comédienne, et par rapport à vos débuts, quelle est l'évolution que vous-même vous sentez que vous avez pu prendre, aussi personnellement que professionnellement.
I feel that film is a director's medium. However, it's great to be part of that storytelling. I rely and am inspired heavily by these filmmakers, and they're your teachers, and they bring stuff that is real and truthful out of you, and hopefully whatever that is, it is going to connect people to each other, and more importantly themselves. That's what I love to do. I love, and as an audience member, I hope that an actor can do that for me, to make me understand some part of myself, or help me understand. And that was always my thought and thinking behind becoming an actor, and it remains the same. It gets deeper as I get older, probably. You know, the longer the life, the deeper it gets. But also having children, I think you obviously think more about, or less about yourself and more about others. And you know, it's obviously a much more complicated thing to manage now, being an actor and being a mother. It's all about, you know, where does this shoot, how long for, and you know, because it's the most important thing is to keep the family together.
En fait, on a eu droit à une rétrospective de vos films, et je veux savoir quel film vous chérissez au niveau sentimental, parce qu'ils sont tous de très haut niveau, mais lequel vous chérissez le plus pour des raisons personnelles.
I get in trouble for answering these questions because I'm very close with a lot of the directors. As you know, they become your friends, your family. There's a couple of standouts, and yes, going back to your question before, I've had great fortune of working with incredible talents, great great directors, great actors, and so many of the experiences have been really, really special and really empowering to me as an artist. And but you know, I'd be lying if I didn't highlight one of them, and I'm sure it's obvious to you all that the David Lynch project was a real turning point in my life. I'm someone who had been trying to get a job in Los Angeles for 10 years before I got picked for that film, and it was a breakthrough for me. Not just that the film ended up great, but such an incredible role. I mean, two characters really in one film that was so opposite from one another that it could only, you know, a whole career could not necessarily do you get that fortune playing such diametrically opposed roles, and I got it in one film. So. And David Lynch, you know, is in my heart and soul because he gave me that opportunity. So that's a real standout, special one for me. And then not long after that, 21 Grams comes along, again, a brilliant filmmaker, Alejandro, who's a really great friend of mine, and now, and being sandwiched between Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro. I mean, it was an actor's delight. And those, just working with that kind of talent, it just elevates you. And since then I've had a lot of, you know, it feels unfair to not talk about others, but we'll be here all day.